All right, and we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to Fed Reacts. Today we're going to be covering the Iranian plot to assassinate Donald Trump. Let's get into it, guys.
I'm a special agent with Homeland Security Investigations, okay, guys? HSI.
This is what Fed Reacts covers.
Defender Jeffrey Williams and Associate YSL did commit the felony. So here's what 6ix9ine actually got. Racketeer conspiracy. This attack shifted the whole U.S. government. This guy got arrested for espionage, okay? Trading secrets with the Russian John Wayne Gacy, a.k.a. the Killer Clown, okay? One of the most prolific serial killers of all time, killed 33 people. Zodiac Killer is a pseudonym of an unidentified serial killer who operated in Northern California. All these serial killers, guys, they really get off on getting attention from the media. Many years, Jeffrey Epstein sexually exploited and abused dozens of minor girls at his home. It was OJ working together to get Nicole killed. We're gonna go over his past, the gang ties, so that this all makes sense.
Welcome, guys, to Fed Reacts. We're back. Give me ones in the chat if audio is good and you guys can hear me nice and clear. We should be good here. Give me ones if we are good. Give me ones if we are good. Focus that camera a bit more. Boom. All right, cool. Y'all can hear me? Awesome, awesome, awesome. What's up, guys? Welcome. Sorry I'm a little bit late, man. As you guys can hear, my voice is a little raspy. The yacht was crazy yesterday. We had a lot of, it was crazy ratio, man. Anyone that says now, like, oh, there were no girls there or whatever, like, bro, you must be drunk. Like, it was wild. It was a good time. A lot of guys from, a lot of guys came from all over, the country. We had a bunch of guys from CastleClub there. It was a really good time, man. I really enjoyed it. I had like one or two, drinks with the bros. Obviously didn't get destroyed. I've always told you guys that, drink for the occasion. Don't make the occasion a drink. Me, myself, I've never been a big drinker throughout my whole life. I kind of think it's poison, and it's terrible for you. So, obviously if I do it, it's for a very special occasion. But in general, I would say I typically 1 to 2 times a year is typically what it is. The last time I had before that was the last yacht party we had, which was a couple of months back. And then prior to that was when we had our yacht party in January of last year, when we hit our 1 million subscriber party. So yeah, that was January of 2023 before that. So yeah. So that's kind of what it is. But in general, man, I don't think you guys should, waste your time on it, especially if you're trying to build. But it was a good time hanging out with the guys, the CastleClub members. Got some gifts. Shout out to Julian. You got me some Cartier glasses. Fucking awesome. I didn't expect them to spend that kind of money on it. But, the fresh and fit army is strong, man. The CastleClub army is strong. We got generals in like 18 to 19 different cities. So, guys, CastleClub is a movement, man. We're almost 7,000 strong. And, we're all about just getting the truth out there. As you guys know, we're diversified content creators. We make content on everything. We're going to have discussions on everything. The way it goes is with CastleClub, guys, guys, you got to sign up. The way it goes is this. You get in a CastleClub, right? You join a Telegram group based on where you live. So let's say you live in Los Angeles, right? We have a general that runs the Los Angeles chapter of CastleClub, right? You go through DL Saint. He's like our main manager. You go through him. He puts you gives you a quick interview, makes sure you're not a weirdo. Then he puts you in that Telegram group in LA. Now you got an entire network of dudes in your local geographic area that you can link up with, work with, opportunities, etc. Like guys are getting jobs, guys are making money, guys are making connections, guys are going into business together off of this stuff. Like dudes are absolutely killing it, man. So. And then young guys, right, that like might not have their stuff together yet, they're able to go ahead and ask questions of the older guys because these guys want to help, guys. They want to help. And, we've done the hard work for you. We found like-minded guys that are RP aware, that understand how the world really works, understand how women really work, understand how making money really works, etc. Because all of my generals are very successful guys. I got firefighters, guys that own businesses, entrepreneurs, etc. Former air traffic controllers, former military, high-ranking military officials. I got a bunch of guys in there that are super fucking successful. Engineers, real estate investors. I could go on and on. Doctors, lawyers. So you're able to go ahead and get in rooms and work with these guys. And the best part is they're in your local geographic area. And then if you're traveling, right, you just hit up saying, yo, I'm going to this city. He'll put you in touch with a general there. Boom, now you can connect with guys there. Some of the cities that we got, guys, are New York City, Boston. I think we got Charlotte, North Carolina. Obviously Tampa, Miami. Now we're going to go Birmingham, Alabama. Now we're going to go west. Dallas, Houston, Chicago. Now going more west coast, we got Las Vegas. We got Seattle, Washington, Los Angeles. What else? I said New York City, right? Yeah. We got Tokyo, Japan. We got Honolulu, Hawaii. We got Toronto, Canada. We're on the verge of getting somebody for London, right? So, guys, it's a network, man. It's really an awesome, great network. I had a couple of haters there saying like, "Oh, these guys paid $1,000 to come on a boat," and I'm like, that's just so low IQ. Like, the girls are a bonus. Like, the guys came in to meet other like-minded guys, hang out, have a good time, etc. The girls are simply a bonus, guys. So, people are gonna be stupid. It is what it is. Anyway, where are we at here? Okay. So anyway, with that said, let me see if I got any chats here. I want to make sure I don't miss any of you guys. Yeah, RIP my voice, bro, for real. Okay. And then I'm live on CastleClub as well. Got to tell, Atlanta, Georgia is also on the list. That's from Freddie212. Got a Telegram group for Atlanta? I think we do. Telegram for Dallas? You guys got to go through Saint. Just hit up Saint and he'll get you guys situated on Telegram. DL Saint on Telegram. Yo, Myron, I saw that you linked with the Cartier family at the RNC. I was wondering if you were going to bring them on the pod or drop an interview with them. Yeah, I did an interview with the Cartier family. I don't know if it's out. I don't know if they posted it, but I did do an interview with them. They might not post it on their YouTube, though. I ain't going to lie. We talked about a bunch of stuff. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I did do an interview with them at the RNC. The RNC was fun. It definitely was fun. Okay. All right, guys. So today we're going to be covering the failed assassination Iranian plot on Donald Trump, right? And this is breaking news that came out a few days ago. It actually broke when I was on InfoWars a couple of days ago, and I was like, you know what? And Owen Schroyer brought it to my attention. And I read through the case, and I was like, you know what? This is an interesting one because we haven't done a murder for hire case really at a federal level yet. I think the last time we did a murder for hire was a state level case. We haven't done a federal one yet. So I was like, you know what? This is right up my alley. I've done a murder for hire case before when I was on a job, and that's essentially what this is. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it. So let's go ahead and look at the news coverage on it from Fox. This comes out a couple of days ago.
Some other big headlines.
Give me ones in the chat if you guys can hear the YouTube video, by the way.
Do want to get you to some other big headlines that we are following now. A Pakistani man with ties to Iran has been charged in a plot to potentially assassinate former President Trump. Federal sources claiming the man was also looking to possibly kill other government officials from both sides of the aisle. Do want to bring in Nate Foy with Fox News following all of the developments here. Good afternoon, Nate. A lot to this.
Yeah, certainly. So the criminal complaint was unsealed yesterday. It doesn't mention any specific politicians by name, but Attorney General Merrick Garland says that it's related to the 2020 assassination of Iranian General Qasem Soleimani. He was killed in a drone strike.
All right, pause. This is important. Who is General Soleimani, right? I'm going to butcher his name, but let's try it anyway. Boom. This guy right here, okay? So we're going to get into a little bit of a geopolitical conversation as well, guys, because we can't necessarily talk about this case unless we talk about geopolitics, which we're gonna have to go into that. You know, I try not to discuss geopolitics when it comes to Fred React so much, but this case is it's extremely relevant to the situation. So who is Qasem Soleimani? Here he is, guys. Okay. Qasem Soleimani was an Iranian military officer who served in the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, right, from 1998 until his assassination by the United States in 2020. He was the commander of the Quds Force, an IRCG division primarily responsible for extraterritorial and clandestine military operations, and played a key role in the Syrian civil war through securing Russian intervention, right? So basically, he's like that. He's the functional equivalent to our Secretary of Defense and the CIA together, right? Because the IRGC, just so you guys know, right, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, also known as Iranian Revolutionary Guards, is a multi-service primary branch of the Iranian Armed Forces. It was officially established by Ruhollah Khomeini as a military branch in May 1979 in the aftermath of the Iranian Revolution, whereas the Iranian army protects the country's sovereignty in a traditional capacity. The IRGC's constitutional mandate is to ensure the integrity of the Islamic Republic. Most interpretations of this mandate assert that it entrusts the IRGC with preventing foreign interference in Iran, thwarting groups by the traditional military, and crushing deviant movements that harm the ideological legacy of the Islamic Revolution. So think of the IRGC as like their version of the CIA, but almost like a paramilitary group, okay? And I think these guys are designated as a terrorist organization, if I'm not mistaken, by the State Department. Yeah, okay, yeah. So boom, here you go. So Bahrain, Canada, Saudi Arabia, Sweden, United States, and Israel. Well, of course, Israel's going to name them as a designated terrorist group. But yeah, these guys are designated as a terrorist group. So they're basically, like I said before, think of them as our military and CIA combined in one paramilitary intelligence group, because a lot of their stuff here is foreign. They're dealing with foreign situations, right? So this guy, like I said before, is equivalent to our Secretary of Defense and the director of the CIA. Anyway, he was described as the single most powerful operative in the Middle East and a genius of asymmetric warfare. Former Mossad director Yossi Cohen said Soleimani's strategies had personally tightened the noose around Israel's neck. Holy, bro. Oh, shit! Okay? And if the director of the Mossad is saying this about you, then, you know, you're doing some things. And here he is. He's an Israeli intelligence officer. Is he still? Yeah, okay. He left in 2021. And again, I don't want to go too much into the weeds with geopolitics, but I think it's important who you guys know who Mossad is, okay? So here's Mossad, the Institute for Intelligence and Special Operations, formerly popularly known as Mossad, is a national intelligence agency of the United States of the State of Israel. It's one of the main entities in the Israeli intelligence community, along with Amman, military intelligence, and Shin Bet, internal security. Shin Bet, guys, is their equivalent to FBI. Okay? So Shin Bet is their FBI, Mossad is their CIA. Okay? And then going back to this guy, he's obviously a nuisance for Israel, right? Because Iran and Israel are like sworn enemies, guys, for a very long time. In his later years, he was considered by some analysis to be the right-hand man of the supreme leader of Iran, Ali Khamenei, right? Who's the current supreme leader right now, by the way. Okay, and second most powerful person in Iran behind Khamenei. Now let's get into his death, right? Trump actually killed this guy. Then you go into all the stuff. Hold on. Sorry, I'm bringing it back out a bit, guys. Oh, yeah, assassination. Here we go. Okay, Soleimani was assassinated on January 3rd, 2020, around 1 a.m. By a U.S. drone strike near Baghdad International Airport. And other media outlets have said Soleimani was assassinated or described the killing as assassination. Senior officials of the U.S. Department of State compared it to Operation Vengeance in World War II, when American pilots shot down the plane carrying Japanese Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto. A comparison concurred with New York Times and other prominent media pundits. Okay. He was on his way to meet Iraqi Prime Minister Adil Abdul Mahdi and had just left his plane, which arrived in Iraq from Lebanon or Syria. Mahdi said Soleimani was bringing Iran's response to a letter that Iraq had sent out on behalf of Saudi Arabia in order to ease tensions between the two countries in the region. So basically, we bombed them. Okay, Trump was over that. You know, he took credit for this assassination, and in retaliation, the United States, Iran bombed a American base in Iraq, injuring 110 plus American service members, right? And we didn't retaliate to that. And we talked about this in detail, actually, when I had Scott Ritter on last week in our news component, right? But obviously Iran is a force to be reckoned with, right? Which is why I don't think we reacted to there, because we don't have the same kind of foothold in the Middle East as we do domestically, obviously, right? Our only ally in that area is Israel, and we're the ones that propped them up. So trying to go to war with Iran at that point might not have been a good idea from a geopolitical strategist standpoint. But yeah, so now you guys know kind of the history between the United States and Iran. There's been issues with Iran and the United States for a very long time, whether it's through nuclear preservation, spying, all this crap. It's been an issue for a while. But us killing Soleimani was a big W for the United States. And then they obviously retaliated. And that's what he's talking about when he says the death of Soleimani in this thing, which might be a reason why this plot unfolded in the first place. So give me ones in the chat if that makes sense, guys. Give me ones in the chat if that makes sense, so you guys kind of understand some of the geopolitical implications from this attack. Give me ones if that makes sense. All right, thank you. Awesome. All right.
Strike ordered by former President Donald Trump. So take a look at this Pakistani national who was arrested a few weeks ago at this point, but we just...
That's a visa photo, by the way.
Learned of this yesterday. His name is Asif Merchant. He visited Iran 2 weeks before coming to the United States back in April, and former President Donald Trump reacted to his arrest on Fox and Friends this morning. Listen to this.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'm in a very dangerous business. Being president is a dangerous thing, and especially when you're an active president, when you're somebody that wants to make our country secure, when you want to build a strong military.
So U.S. officials say this is unrelated to the attempted assassination of Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania on July 13th. But keep in mind, federal agents arrested Merchant just 1 day before that rally. Merchant sketched out
So they arrested him on July 12th, guys, okay? Lamardo official says, Myron, just want to let you know you're a fucking G. I appreciate that, my friend. Another super chat from Farm Worker says, yo, Myron, you should do the Leo Frank case. Yeah, not on YouTube, my friend. That case actually started the ADL.
Assassination scenarios on a napkin in a New York City hotel room. He told a confidential informant that his targets hurt Pakistan in the Muslim world. Merchant had 3 objectives with different code words for each one. Take a look at this. This was found in his wallet during his arrest. T-shirt on the note meant starting a protest that was meant to be a diversion during an assassination attempt. Flannel shirt meant stealing documents or USB drives from a target's home, and fleece jacket meant murdering a target. Now, Merchant even paid undercover agents who he believed to be assassins a $5,000 advance to do the job. Now, he told them that he would communicate the targets, the people that they should kill, when he left the country. Instead, before he could do that, thankfully he got arrested. The assassinations were supposed to happen as part of his plan by the end of this month or the beginning of next month. But thankfully, federal agents were able to stop that plan. We'll send it back to you.
All right, so you guys kind of got an overview of what went down. So now let's go ahead and go to the official source. Here's the United States Department of Justice press release on this. As you guys can see here, Tuesday, August 6, 2024. Pakistani national with ties to Iran charged in connection with foil plot to assassinate a politician or U.S. government official. Okay, and this comes out of the Eastern District of New York, if I'm not mistaken. Earlier today, a complaint was unsealed in Brooklyn charging Asif Merchant, also known as Asif Raza Merchant, 46, with murder for hire as part of an alleged scheme to assassinate a politician or U.S. government official on U.S. soil. Law enforcement foiled the plot before any attack could be carried out. Merchant is in federal custody. Now, for years, the Justice Department has been working aggressively to counter Iran's brazen and unrelenting efforts to retaliate against American public officials for the killing of Iranian General Soleimani, said Attorney General Merrick B. Garland. The Justice Department will spare no resource to disrupt and hold accountable those who would seek to carry out Iran's lethal plotting against American citizens and will not tolerate attempts by an authoritarian regime to target American public officials and endanger America's national security. This dangerous murder for hire plot exposed in today's complaint, and that comes from Merrick Garland. For some of you guys that aren't aware, real quick, I want you guys to kind of which, by the way, Merrick Garland is the United States Attorney. So he is the chief law enforcement officer in the United States. He runs the Department of Justice, guys. The Department of Justice. So if I'm going to go ahead and put this like in a tier system, because we got a lot of foreign people here that might not understand how government, U.S. government works. You got the Department of Justice here. The Department of Justice, the head of the Department of Justice is the Attorney General, okay? And then under the Department of Justice, you got the Federal Bureau of Investigation, right? And then you got DEA, U.S. Marshal Service, ATF, all these different agencies under the Department of Justice. And you got the United States Attorney's Office, right, that does all the prosecutions. He's the head of the Department of Department of Justice, right? Here he is. Let's go to real quick, because this is always funny to me whenever I do this. Oh, no, my bad. I got it. Wait, hold on. Early life. Every single time. That's all I'm going to say there. Every time. Hold on, guys. All right. So, let's go back to the complaint. All right. Okay. The dangerous murder for plot hire exposed in today's complaint allegedly was orchestrated by a Pakistani national with close ties to Iran and is straight out of the Iranian playbook, said FBI Director Christopher Wray. And you guys know who Christopher Wray is. We saw him testify on our last episode talking about the Matthew Crooks case, right? A foreign directed plot to kill a public official or any U.S. citizen is a threat to our national security and will be met with the full might and resources of the FBI, okay? So let's go ahead and get into the complaint here, guys. I have it for y'all right here, okay? So we're going to go back to the basics. Old school Fed Reacts, reading the criminal complaint, reacting to it together, giving you guys the background on how stuff happens, etc. Let me go ahead and put the YouTube chat in here. Oh, why is this not? Okay. That's not working. Oh, that's what it is. My bad. Okay. Now the chat should pop up. All right, cool. All right. So, as you guys can see here, here's the first page of the criminal complaint, right? Anthony Cipriano, being duly sworn, deposes and states that he is a special agent with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, duly appointed according to law and acting as such. Count 1, murder for hire. And this is what they got him for, right? 18 U.S.C. 1958. Let's go ahead and pull that up real fast so we know exactly what crime we're looking at. Boom. The United States may now prosecute anyone who travels or uses facilities in foreign commerce with the intent to murder for pecuniary compensation. All right? Where's the... Boom. So, and this is important. Use of interstate commerce facilities in the commission of a murder for hire. Now, interstate commerce, right? Whoever travels or and causes another, including the intended victim, to travel in interstate or foreign commerce, or uses or causes another, including the intended victim, to use the mail or any facility of interstate or foreign commerce with intent that a murder be committed in violation of the laws of any state or the United States as consideration for the receipt of or as consideration for a promise or agreement to pay anything of pecuniary value, or who conspires to do so shall be fined under this title or imprisoned for not more than 10 years or both. If personal injury results, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned for not more than 20 years or both. And if death results, shall be punished by death or life imprisonment, or shall be fined not more than $250,000 or both. So what does that mean? Well, in a very long run-on sentence, basically, if you try to get somebody killed and you affect interstate commerce, right? And someone's going to get paid off of this, you're going to go to jail for a really long time and have a really bad time. That's what that basically boils down to, okay? So, and you guys are probably wondering, well, yo, interstate commerce, what do you mean by that, Myron? So I've explained interstate commerce before, right? When I talk about felon in possession of a firearm, right? How do you, for you to hit somebody with a charge of felon in possession of a firearm, you need to establish that gun that felon has affected interstate commerce to build. So, for example, let's go into a scenario. Now, I'm Byron Gaines, right? I wear my pink ski mask. I go into a store. I rob the liquor store. I get $10. I get arrested. I do 3 years in prison. Well, now I'm a convicted felon. So Byron comes out of jail, right? And I'm like, damn, I'm still a brokey. I want to get some money again. So I go to the same shop and rob them again, right? I get arrested again. This time I only made it out with $100, right? Now, not only am I going to be prosecuted for the crime of robbing a liquor store, but now they're going to also charge me with felon in possession of a firearm federally. And the way they're going to establish that is the gun that I use, let's say it's a Glock, right? The weapon itself is made in a foreign country, Austria, right? But the springs are made in Massachusetts, right? The fucking trigger is made in California, right? Of the gun. So basically, the gun was created from different areas, right? So the gun itself affects interstate commerce because it has parts of it from all over the United States or all over the world. That's how the feds are able to get jurisdiction. I know some of you guys are saying, "What the?" So you're telling me just because it has parts from different parts of the country and from different parts of the world that they can now claim interstate commerce? Yes, they can, my friend. And that is how, okay, the feds are able to involve themselves in cases, okay? So in this case, now that we use the felon in possession example, let's move forward to the murder for hire. If you use a telephone, if you use a computer, if you use a walkie-talkie, you use any type of device to communicate with the person, which in today's day and age, this digitally connected age, you can communicate through many different mediums. Hell, it could be even a fucking Xbox on Xbox Live in the fucking game chat, right? If you use any of that stuff, you've effectively used interstate commerce to facilitate the murder of an individual, and you cannot be charged federally. Let's fucking go, all right? That's got to be one of the best explanations on YouTube on how interstate commerce works. Give me ones in the chat if that makes sense, guys. Give me ones in the chat if that makes sense. This is how the feds are able to get into, feds are able to take cases. Perfect. Awesome. And I think it's important to note that there are murder for hire statutes and felon in possession statutes, right, on the state side. But on the federal side, it needs to affect interstate commerce, right? Kidnapping, for example, another crime. You need to cross state lines for the FBI to come in a lot of the times. All right. Oh, and another example. I'm throwing a bunch of examples out here, but I really want to hammer this in. Bank robberies, right? Okay, you know what? Chat, who is tasked with investigating bank robberies? Type it in the chat right now. Let's see how much your guys' knowledge of watching Fed reacts. Which agency is charged with investigating bank robberies? I'm looking at both chats right now. Keep guessing. I'm seeing Marshals, ATF, someone put DEA, someone put HSI, someone put Secret Service, the state, someone put Mossad. You guys are hilarious. Okay, it's FBI, guys. Okay, it's FBI. It's FBI that does bank robberies. Historically, they've always done bank robberies. Now, why do they do bank robberies? The reason why they do bank robberies, guys, is because it's FDIC insured, which is federally insured. Guess what the FDIC affects? Interstate commerce. That is how the FBI gets jurisdiction to investigate bank robberies. Anything that's FDIC insured, the Bureau is going to come in. Okay? So we gave you 3 different examples of how interstate commerce is affected. We did it through found in possession of a firearm. We did it through murder for hire. We did it through bank robbery. And we did it through kidnapping even. So give me ones in the chat if this all makes sense now for y'all. Then we're going to get back to the criminal complaint. Let's fuck go, man. You guys are going to get value like this anywhere else. Okay, I'm trying to find a place to put myself so I'm not in the way. All right, cool. Can you guys read this text well, by the way? This criminal complaint, or should I make it a little bit bigger for you ninjas? Is this good? All right. But most of you guys said FBI, so I've taught you guys well. Most of you guys actually said FBI. So you guys have been learning, which is fucking awesome. Now you guys know what criminal complaints are. You guys know what text is. You guys know what criminal complaints are. You guys know what an indictment is. You guys know which agencies specify and what. So you guys are learning a lot, which I'm really fucking happy for, because when I started this channel a couple years back, like it's been like maybe 2 years now, a lot of you guys didn't know any of this stuff. So I'm really fucking proud to see like you guys have like, a lot of y'all are aware of shit now. So, okay. From at least in or about April 2024 through July 2024, both dates being approximate and inclusive within the Eastern District of New York and elsewhere, the defendant Asif Merchant, also known as, we're just going to call him Merchant, together with others, did knowingly and intentionally travel in interstate and foreign commerce, to wit, from outside the United States to the United States and from Texas to New York, and use and cause another to use a facility of interstate and foreign commerce, to wit, a cellular telephone, with intent that a murder be committed in violation of the United States of America. So boom, how did they get venue? Because he used the phone, and he traveled internationally, and he traveled interstate to make this happen. So bam, now they got him on murder for hire federally because he triggered so many different instances of interstate commerce. Okay, let's start going ahead and, okay, so let's read this guy's background real quick, right? As you guys know, in criminal complaints, the agent does what I call the I love me paragraph, where he talks about his background and experience and where he's qualified to conduct this investigation. A special agent with the FBI and have been an agent with the FBI since 2012. I'm currently assigned to the FBI New York field office, where I investigate crimes involving terrorism, espionage, including threats from Iran, Hezbollah, and the Quds forces. And just so you guys know, FBI New York is huge, right? They have a huge JTTF, or Joint Terrorism Task Force group. The facts of this affidavit come from my personal observations, my training experience, information obtained from both government and public records, database information obtained from other agents, and review of records and documents. When I rely on statements made by others, such statements are set forth only in part and in substance, unless otherwise indicated. In addition, many of the statements described herein are based on draft English translations of communications that were not originally made in English and are subject to revision. So the user translator might have not been official at the time. Also, it's important to note here, guys, that when they put this paragraph in here, it's kind of a disclaimer. Hey, not everything in this complaint is everything I know about this investigation. I'm only setting forth what's required for probable cause. So I might leave some stuff out, or I might summarize some stuff, and there's going to be hearsay in this document because this information just doesn't come from me, but from other sworn law enforcement officers. Hearsay, guys, is allowed to establish probable cause for a criminal complaint or an indictment. However, hearsay is not allowed in court during a trial. Does that make sense, guys? Give me ones in the chat if that makes sense. And if it doesn't, give me twos and tell me why. So now he's talking about hearsay, Merchant. So we're going to fast forward some of this stuff. Okay. The defense plots to assassinate U.S. government officials. It's also important to note, guys, that they didn't mention who the government officials are in this complaint. Since at least April 2024, Merchant orchestrated a plot to assassinate U.S. government officials on U.S. soil. After spending time in Iran, Merchant flew from Pakistan to the United States to recruit individuals in the U.S. to carry out his scheme. While in the U.S., Merchant contacted a person he believed could assist him with the criminal scheme. That person, in fact, reported Merchant's conduct to law enforcement and became a confidential source working with law enforcement. Okay, so this actually happened to me before too, guys. When I did my murder for hire case, someone contacted my informant saying, yo, I need to find this guy and kill him. Do you know anyone that could do it? I'm trying to pay. And then bam, my informant called me and said, hey, this guy's trying to find a killer, etc. So what I did was I put an undercover agent in, and we met with the bad guy, and I think we had set up the deal for like $2,000 to shoot this guy. So, so definitely like this should be happening, right? The CS, or the confidential source, introduced Merchant to two purported hitmen who were in fact undercover law enforcement officers, the UCs, okay? Merchant subsequently paid the UCs $5,000 in cash in New York as an advance payment for the plot to murder U.S. government officials, okay? On or about April 10th, 2024, Merchant flew from Pakistan to Istanbul and then to Houston, Texas on or about April 13th, 2024 to recruit individuals to carry out his plot to assassinate U.S. government officials. Soon after arriving in the U.S., Merchant contacted the CS under the guise of wanting to discuss potential business opportunities in the U.S. On or about April 22nd, 2024, Merchant traveled from Texas to New York to meet with the CS, this is a confidential source, in person. Merchant told, which Merchant's our bad guy, he's the guy that's trying to get the murder done, told the source that he and his uncle in Pakistan sold yarn-dyed clothing and suggested the CS help Merchant sell the clothing in the U.S. Merchant instructed the CS to create a corporation in the United States which would enable them to do business together. Corporation 1. All right, so they try to make a fake business together. While discussing their business plan, Merchant told the CS that Merchant traveled 2 weeks before traveling to the U.S. in April 2024. He traveled to Iran. So he was in Iran 2 weeks before coming to the United States. Merchant offered multiple times to pay the CS to travel to Iran. In approximately May 2024, and keep it in mind, guys, this guy's a Pakistani, right? After returning to Texas, Merchant called the CS on the phone and said that he had an opportunity for the CS to earn up to $100,000 in the yarn-dyed clothing business, right? Merchant told the CS he wanted to discuss the opportunity in person. So what does this mean? Yarn-dyed, basically that's a clue, right? That's his code for killing people, right? That's his code. And that they had a yarn-dyed clothing business, right? And he instructed him to create a corporation in the United States. All right, Merchant admits his murder plot to the source. So now we're in June. On or about June 3rd, make this a bit bigger. Okay, on or about June 3rd, 2024, Merchant flew from Texas to LaGuardia Airport in New York. The CS picked up Merchant from the airport and drove him to a hotel in Nassau County, New York. While at the hotel, Merchant told the CS that he had the opportunity for the CS. This opportunity was not a one-time opportunity and will be ongoing. Okay? So I guess they wanted to murk a couple other people with this yarn dye business. Merchant then made a finger gun like this with his hand, indicating that opportunity was related to killing. Merchant subsequently took the CS's cell phone and put it in a drawer for security reasons so they could discuss the plan. Merchant stated that he would give the CS more details about the plan the next day, but he needed the CS to arrange a meeting for Merchant to meet hitmen in New York. So this is important, right? Because obviously they're using code words, and you want to go ahead and eliminate any type of plausible defense they have, where it's like, no, we were really talking about a yarn-dyed business, bro. So him going like this, right? Him saying, hey, we need to put your phone away every time we meet up. This is all very important to establish knowledge that they know what they're doing is illegal, right? The next day, Merchant met with the CS in his hotel room and described the scheme in more detail. At the beginning of the meeting, Merchant again took the CS's cell phone and put it in a drawer for security purposes, implying they could be recorded, and the CS never to speak when the phone was in his pocket. Merchant then explained that his plot involved 3 different criminal schemes. 1, stealing documents or USB drives from a target's home. 2, planning a protest. And 3, killing a politician or government official. Merchant stated that the victims would be targeted here, meaning in the United States. He also stated that the people who will be targeted are the ones who are hurting Pakistan and the world, the Muslim world. These are not normal people. In my training experience, individuals engaged in plots or originating overseas to commit acts of violence in the United States often obscure the sponsor or broader purpose of the plot. That's from the agent, right? Now, Merchant instructed the CS to arrange meetings with individuals who Merchant could hire to carry out these actions. Specifically, Merchant requested men who could do the killing, approximately 25 people who could perform a protest as a distraction after the murder occurred, and a woman to do reconnaissance. Merchant told the CS that these individuals needed to be trusted. Merchant also stated that he wanted the hitmen to procure him an untraceable phone so they could communicate securely. So, right here, guys.
Stupid.
Merchant's an idiot because the more people you involve in the plot, the more you open yourself up to, you become more susceptible to informants and getting caught. So clearly Merchant already failed by getting the CS involved, and now he wants the CS to get him other people, 25 people. Someone in there is going to be an informant, right? Assuming the CS wasn't a bad guy, one of those 25 would be an informant at some point. This guy would be one of the dumbest criminals ever. But, you know, I guess he's looking at it like, yo, we need to really take out Trump. So he's an idiot, right? And as a CS, the perfect thing you could do is be in a position where the bad guy asks you for a favor and then you go find the bad guys for them. This is the optimal position to be in if you're an informant, because all you got to do is bring in either A, another informant, or B, better yet, undercover agents to act in that way, right? It's very common in law enforcement strategies and investigations to introduce the bad guy. The informant introduces a bad guy to an undercover, right? While in the hotel room, Merchant took out a napkin and placed objects on the napkin to illustrate a potential assassination plot, including a target, the person to be killed, a crowd surrounding buildings and streets. Merchant began planning potential assassination scenarios on the napkin and quizzed the CS on how he would kill the target in various scenarios. Specifically, Merchant pointed to the target and repeatedly asked the CS to explain how the target would die. Merchant told the CS there would be security all around the person. What does that mean? More than likely Secret Service. An image of Merchant gaming out the assassination plot on that napkin is below. Okay, so look, the CS meeting with him, they have it on video. And that's a still shot from the recorded conversation. Merchant instructed the CS that it would be better to talk in code, and the phrase yarn die was a code he used in the past when speaking with the CS about this meeting. The CS responded that he had not realized in the past when Merchant mentioned the yarn die business, Merchant was speaking in code. Merchant told the CS that he could use the company they opened previously, Corporation One, to transfer money for the plot. So you can see that this guy kind of had some type of plan, right? Make a fake business, call it a yarn dye company, move money around through this company to hide the fact that it was really to kill people. He kind of had it somewhat right, but still an idiot. Merchant also stated that the plot would occur after he left the United States and he would communicate with the CS from overseas using code words. The CS asked whether Merchant had spoken to the party back home with whom Merchant was working. Merchant responded that he had, and that party back home told them to finalize the plan and leave the United States. So Merchant didn't want to be in the States when this plot was done, for obvious reasons. Merchant asked whether the CS was comfortable with the plan and indicated the CS getting paid would not be an issue. Merchant further stated that the nature of this work was different from the criminal activity Merchant believed the CS had conducted in the past, but that Merchant performed istikhara from the Quran before doing this. Meaning Merchant prayed to God about whether he should do this work or not and receive clarity from God to carry out his mission. All right, let's Google this real quick. I'm not familiar with this particular term. I'm not the best Muslim, guys. I told you this already. What the, bro? Istikhara or Salat Istikhara is a prayer that Muslims recite to ask God for guidance when faced with a life decision. The word istikhara comes from the Arabic root word khair, which means good. Well, I use the word quais when I say good, but every word, yeah. The prayer is a form of submission and a plea for guidance and is considered an authentic sunnah of the Prophet. Okay. Merchant attempts to recruit Brooklyn locals for a scheme. On or about June 5th, 2024, Merchant met with the CS again and expressed impatience with the CS setting up meetings with potential hitmen. Well, we know why there was delay. He had to find enough FBI agents to do it. Merchant stated that the whole purpose of this trip to New York was to have these meetings. The CS told Merchant that he had contacted the hitman and was setting up a meeting. He was starting to get tired probably because New York is so goddamn expensive. While Merchant waited for the meeting to be scheduled, he instructed the CS to drive him around New York City looking for clubs where he could recruit other individuals to assist in this plot. So what this tells me, guys, is this informant that Merchant is talking to, they had probably known each other for a while because he clearly trusted this guy a lot. He might have been a guy that used to be a terrorist or something like that, and Merchant didn't know that this guy got picked up or arrested by the FBI because more than likely, for him to be a CS like this, he probably got picked up himself for some violation, and Merchant wasn't privy to that. because this dude really trusts, a merchant really trusts this informant here. Merchant told the CS through their yarn dye work, God willing, up to $1 million. The FBI believes this means merchant thought they could make up to $1 million through the criminal scheme. So now, merchant hires hitmen to carry out the assassination plot. On or about June 10, 2024, merchant spoke to the CS over the phone and discussed the meeting of the hitman in person later that evening. Following the discussion, merchant and the CS met the two hitmen, who were in fact undercovers in Manhattan. Merchant advised the UCs that he was looking for these for three services from them: theft of documents, arranging protests at political rallies, and for them to kill somebody, which we talked about earlier. Merchant stated that the person he wanted them to murder was a political person. Merchant stated that he was willing to pay for these services and have a long-term relationship with the UCs. I guess he had a bunch of people on his list that he wanted to kill. During the meeting, Merchant presented himself as the representative of the United States, indicating that there were other people he worked for outside the U.S. Merchant told us UCs that he wanted to pay them in cash through Hawalas in Istanbul and Dubai. Merchant reiterated that the UC's work would be long-term work and that most likely he would travel back to Pakistan before giving them further instructions. Using the plural tense to indicate he was working with people overseas, Merchant stated that we would give the instructions, including the target name, to the hitman either the last week of August 2024 or the first week of September 2024. When Merchant was out of the U.S., the UCs told Merchant that they would provide him with a secure cellular phone to communicate with them, as Merchant had requested of the CS, and would be in touch about how much their services would cost. Merchant told the UCs, "I will assure you will not regret me." On or about June 12, 2024, Merchant met with one of the undercovers again and obtained the cellular phone from the UC to use in furtherance of the assassination plot. During the meeting, Merchant agreed to pay the UC's $5,000 advance payment for the plot. Merchant stated that it would take him a week to obtain the money, but that would pay the UCs in either New York or Las Vegas. Now, why is this important, guys? Because more than likely what I estimate here is that the undercovers told him, look, bro, we're down to do this, but we need something. We need skin in the game. We need an advancement, okay? We're not going to go ahead and start getting stuff ready until you put it down a deposit. Now, why is this important? Because if Merchant pays them the $5,000, it shows that he's actually serious about committing this crime, right? So that's why the undercovers really needed this $5,000, right, from an evidentiary standpoint. Obviously, the undercovers are telling Merchant, because they're on roll, hey, we need this money because we're taking a lot of risk and we need some money, bro. Like, what the fuck? We're not going to run out here and start planning to kill a politician if we don't got some money in our pocket. So that's why they were able to go ahead and make this happen. Let me get some water real quick, guys. 2 seconds. Someone said 5K is a lot of goats. You guys are hilarious, bro. And, oh, yeah, guys, by the way, if you got questions, fnfsuperchat.com, Rumble Rant, CastleClub. See if I got any CastleClub chats here. Okay, AV says, yo, Myron, I was wondering if you could do a whole breakdown on the queue, if you guys know what I'm saying. I'll do that in the future. Watch my episode with Nick on Rumble. We talk about it a lot there. I'm trying to get into HSI. I failed that FBI poly, which I know will give me a hard time. I heard the ATF is removing poly reciprocity because they need agents. Do you think the FBI will remove the lifetime ban, or do you think they will always keep it? That's a good fucking question, Darula. Really good question. I think they should remove it. I think, like, because polygraphs are bullshit, man. Like, yo, you can take, because I take, like, look, you can get like false reads on polygraphs just by like drinking caffeine or like eating or not sleeping enough. So I think they should get rid of it, but who knows if they will. Your mind, I'm shipping out of the Army on Tuesday. You think this is a good decision given the current climate of the world? Well, I'm going to talk about that actually a little bit later because obviously I'm reading you guys the case, but I'm going to give you guys more of the conspiracy theory on this thing at the end, okay? So stay tuned. And then we got Ash goes, my girl and I enjoyed the yacht party, Myron. Appreciate it. Yo, shout out to you, bro, for coming out there. Let me see if I missed any other chats. Oh, yeah. So, yo, Myron, I was wondering if you could do a whole episode on the Q and how they took over the world, how it started, like a timeline or something. AV, I will. Don't worry. That's a good question. I'll do that. That will only be on Rumble, though. or CastleClub. We are definitely, that's not going to touch YouTube. And you guys know what I mean by the Q. All right. Merchant creates coded language for the plot. Let's see how much more we got here. It's not that much more. Okay. We'll fly through this. So we already know about the dye, right? The Indian dye or yarn dye. Okay, following the meeting with the UC, Merchant met with the CS again in furtherance of the plot. On or about June 13, 2024, Merchant met with the CS and wrote out coded language on a piece of paper that he instructed the CS to copy down and use when communicating with him in the future. Merchant wrote that the word t-shirt would mean a protest, which he described as the lightest work. The phrase flannel shirt would mean stealing, which was heavier work. The phrase fleece jacket, the heaviest work, would mean the third task, commit the act of the game, indicating murder was previously discussed. The phrase denim jacket referred to sending money. Merchant told the CS to use the code words only orally on the phone and not to text them. Merchant further instructed the CS to run the legitimate clothing business they previously discussed to serve as a front for the plot so they could maintain communication. Merchant also indicated an affinity for Iran and told the CS that the money they were using was for the plot was halal, meaning permitted. Okay? So this is all very important from a probable cause standpoint because this allows, it shows that this guy knew what he was doing was illegal. Okay, so now we're talking about how he's going to procure the money. This is huge. Merchant arranges money to be sent to the United States for the assassination plot. After meeting with the purported hitman, Merchant traveled to Boston, Massachusetts, and began arranging means to obtain the $5,000. So guys, look, we're affecting more interstate commerce. They're using phones. They're creating businesses. They're communicating through a text message. They're meeting in person, all these different things. He's traveling to other states to get the money. This all affects interstate commerce and gives the FBI even more evidence and jurisdiction. After meeting with the purported hitman, traveled to Boston, Massachusetts to obtain a $5,000 cash advance to pay the hitman. On or about June 18, 2024, in a telephone call, so we're about a month out, less than a month out from, the assassination. In a telephone call with an associate in the U.S., Merchant asked for assistance obtaining $5,000. Merchant told the associate that it was difficult to obtain the money from Pakistan because everything was closed due to Eid holiday. Merchant instructed the associate to transfer $5,000 through a Hawala, which Merchant would pay him back either in Pakistan or via a Hawala. Okay, so you guys are probably wondering, Myron, what the fuck is a Hawala? Hawala is an informal method of transferring money without any physical money actually moving. It is described as a money transfer without money movement. Another definition, and simply trust, right? So, let's go ahead and enlarge this, right? So, step 1, in country A, sender gives cash to Hawala agent. Agent gives sender a code. Step 2, Hawala later A to B goes, the A guy tells a counterpart in country B how much cash has been received. Then step 3, sender passes the code to the recipient saying how much cash was handed in. And then in country B, recipient gives code to Hawala B who hands over cash minus fee. Hawala agents settle account separately. So basically it's all through code. It's a way to move money without really moving money. Okay? And this is very common in Islamic culture, right? In Somalia is a popular and informal value transfer system based on the performance and honor of a huge network of money brokers known as Hawala. They operate outside of or parallel to traditional banking, financial channels, and remittance systems. Also, another reason why they do this, guys, is because usury is banned in Islam. Okay, which banks a lot of times charge interest. The system requires a minimum of 2 Hawala that take care of the transaction without the movement of cash or telegraphic transfer, while Hawala adars are spread throughout the world. They are primarily located in the Middle East, North Africa, the Horn of Africa, and the Indian subcontinent. Hawala follows Islamic traditions, but its use is not limited to Muslims. So that's a big reason why they do it, guys, because usury is banned. All right? On or about June 20, 2024, so now you guys know what a Hawala is. Contacted that associate again on the phone regarding the $5,000. The associate asked if he could transfer the money to a bank account, to which Merchant responded that it had to be cash and he needed it by Friday, meaning on June 21st, 2024. Later that day, Merchant called the CS and told the CS that he had arranged for someone to give him the $5,000. Merchant instructed the CS to take a photograph of the serial number on a $1 bill and text the image to Merchant. Merchant explained that he would send the image to the serial number to the person with the $5,000. Then, when the CS went to pick up the money, he would show the person the serial number as verification. So just like you guys saw with the Hawala, sometimes it's code, sometimes it's serial numbers, etc. But there's some kind of identifying characteristic that only the people involved in the transaction know, right? So let's skip forward now that we know that. On or about June 21st, 2024, at approximately 5 a.m., the CS received a series of missed WhatsApp calls from an overseas telephone number that had a display name of someone the CS knew to be merchant's cousin living overseas. The CS called the number back, and the person asked whether the CS had received the $5,000. The CS responded that he had not received the money. The person then gave the CS a telephone number to contact to pick up the $5,000. That person's probably going to get arrested next. Later that day, the CS texted the number and picked up the $5,000 in Queens, New York, as instructed by merchant. So the informant went ahead and met the person that actually gave the money. Now, of course, with Hawalas, guys, you know, there's some plausible deniability. The person might not know what the money was for, right? Which might give them a defense, but that person is definitely going to be brought in for questioning. As instructed by merchant, the CS showed the serial number of the dollar bill to the individual, and the individual then handed over the $5,000. Merchant makes an advance payment to the assassination plot. Now, this is big. On or about June 21st, 2024, merchant traveled from Boston to New York to make the advance payment to the hitman for the assassination plot. The CS picked up merchant at a bus station. Merchant took possession of the $5,000 in cash that the CS had picked up from merchant. Merchant then met the hitman, the UCs in Manhattan. After the UCs arrived, merchant handed over $5,000 in cash to them. A photograph of the $5,000 is below. Boom. And that's the money that they seized from merchant. Because now this is going to be evidence, guys, this money, right? As merchant paid the $5,000 UCs, one of the UCs stated, "Now we're bonded." Oh, man, you know what that means? We're bonded in jail. To which merchant responded, "Yes." The UC then stated, "Now we know we're going forward. We're doing this." To which merchant responded, "Yes, absolutely." I mean, bro, this is an L of incredible fucking, like, dude, fucking incredible, bro. Yo. Guys, like the video, by the way. Quick little break. We got, how many of y'all ninjas watching? We got, there are almost 1,400 you guys watching right now on YouTube. Guys, we only got, let me see here. How many likes do we got? 414 likes. Guys, come on, man. We should be at least 1,000 likes. Do me a solid. Just go ahead, right? Because if we go to Fed Reacts, well, here, I'll just show you right here, right? We got 1384 you guys watching right now. Just like the video, guys. It'll help a lot. Let's get to 1,000 likes. Do a lot of good for the mission, right? And then if you're watching this on Rumble, guys, do me a favor. Open up a tab on YouTube. Also, we got a bunch of y'all watching on Twitter as well. I need to put my Twitter numbers up. Open up a tab on YouTube and like the video as well, guys, if you're watching on Twitter and on Rumble. We're live on Twitch, Twitter right now, too. How many of y'all do we got watching here? It says 5.2K. Chat. So I'm trying to figure this out. Does it mean when you see that you got 5.2K on Twitter, I don't think that means live viewers. I think that means like people that have clicked it and watched. But is there a way to look at live viewers on X? Because I'm trying to figure that shit out. Or does that mean live viewers? I don't know. Anyway, let's get back to it. Like the video, guys. Yeah, that's total div. Yeah, I agree. I think that is total. So probably what, 1,000 or 2,000 are probably watching if we're gonna go ahead. That are probably watching this live then. Is what I estimate. Probably 1,000 or 2,000 watching live if it has 5,000 views. 20%. That makes about sense. Elon can answer that, Myron. Yeah, you know what? He's gonna do a space with Trump tomorrow at 8 p.m. So maybe I could ask that. He tweeted earlier today. Let me see if I can find it. See if they answer my question, actually. Quick little side note here, right? Quick side note. So I'm looking right now here. Live conversation with Donald Trump. Hold on. So he goes, this is the tweet. Actually, you know what? Let me just pull it up on screen for you guys instead of... Twitter. All right, here's his page, right? He goes, live conversation on X. Oh, let me enlarge this for you ninjas. Live conversation on X with with real Donald Trump, right? Which is Donald Trump's thing. Will the space have a Q&A with the listeners? See if anybody responded to that. Yeah, LOL, how do you take questions? Well, bro, you got to break, this guy's, see, this is what I mean when I say people on Twitter are idiots, bro. Like, bro, obviously people that have some type of influence, right, are going to be able to ask questions if they do open it up, not the normies. But this guy says, oh, how are you going to take questions from several hundred million people? This dude's an idiot, bro. Come on, man. Because he's not aware. Because on Spaces, guys, it's kind of like Clubhouse where you're able to go in there and, you know, communicate with everybody in there. Anyway, people on Twitter are so stupid. Back to the case. Guys, like the video. Like the video. We're up to 565. Guys, let's get to 1,000. 1,000. Anyway, now we're on here. Merchant reiterated that the plan was for the UCs to go forward with his 3 plots: the assassination, the protest, and the stealing of the documents. Merchant added that he wanted the UCs to launder money for him as well. Merchant explained that he would return to Pakistan before giving the UCs additional details about the murder plot. Merchant suggested meeting the UCs in Dubai or Istanbul to convey the instructions because it would be easier for him. Well, why Dubai and Istanbul? Because we're Americans are friendly. We have good relations with the United States, with the United Arab Emirates and Turkey. Turkey is a part of NATO, and obviously the UAE is an ally of the United States. Merchant reiterated that the plot would occur in the U.S. Merchant ended the meeting by telling the UCs that he would be in touch to deliver further instructions. Merchant subsequently made flight arrangements and planned to travel out of the U.S. on Friday, July 12, 2024. On or about July 12, 2024, law enforcement agents observed Merchant place his luggage in the trunk, and this is one day before the assassination attempt, by the way. Luggage in the trunk of a vehicle outside his place of residence. Law enforcement subsequently arrested Merchant and searched his place of residence and his person pursuant to a lawfully executed search warrant. So they arrested him, guys, and they had a search warrant ready because he tried to flee the country right after paying the undercovers, right? They had all the evidence they needed at that point. During the search, law enforcement agents searched Merchant's wallet and found the handwritten note inside with the codes that Merchant invented to communicate about the assassination plot. A photograph of the piece of paper with the codes is below. Talk about caught red-handed, guys. Holy. All right, conclusion and request for sealing. And guys, they sealed the case, which is why they arrested this guy almost a month ago, but we're only finding out about it now because obviously this was considered a sensitive case. So they unsealed it recently, August 6th, and then boom. This is him requesting a sealing order, which we don't got to worry about that. But he did it under the, purpose. He basically did it under the purpose of, investigation, integrity, national security, blah, blah, blah. Which, I've done sealing orders for my cases as well. So let's go ahead and see where this case is now. I'm going to teach you guys how to use Pacer, right? So you go on Google. We're going to go Eastern District of New York. Boom. Pacer. Right, so I have an account. I'm going to log in. You go Eastern District of New York. Log in again. Then you go to query. We're just going to go ahead and type in his last name, Merchant, right? And hold on, let me get his first name again. He has a weird first name. Asif or something like that. Asif, okay? Asif, run query. Here's the case, right? Same guy, defendant, right? Same case. So you can go here. Then you hit docket report, run report. So let's see. Okay, so here's his lawyer, Abraham C. Moskowitz. Moskowitz, Colson, Ginsburg, and Shamoun. Oh, that's fucking funny. Holy. Bro, that's actually fucking hilarious, man. The people defending him? That's actually comical. Oh, man. All right. And then here's the AUSA Sarah K. Winnick. All right. Here's a complaint that we just read. Detention letter. He's a foreign national, so he ain't going to get out. So yeah, the case hasn't moved. Is still, in the early stages. He's probably gonna. I estimate that they're gonna indict him probably sometime this week. Is what I estimate. So, what's the takeaway here, guys? Right. So now we know the plot, right? Now, I think it's important, right? I wanted to go over the official case real quick before I go into the conspiracy theory stuff, right? And I think it's important for me to note this, right? Well, okay, before I even explain this, I need you guys to like the video. We got 1,400 of you ninjas watching right now. Like the video so that I can explain to you guys the conspiracy theory along this. And I'm gonna wait until we get that 1,000 likes, all right? So like the video, guys, so I can explain it. If not, I'll just end the video. But I need 1,000 likes, and then I'm gonna explain to you guys the conspiracy theory to this. Or I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna drink more water. Need you guys to bully each other in the chat and tell them to like the goddamn video right now. Open up a tab, like this thing on YouTube. Otherwise, I'm not going to continue on. We need 1,000 likes or I'm not going to continue. Like the video, ninjas. We got almost 3,000 y'all watching between, probably like 4,000 y'all watching right now between all the platforms. We got 1,100 on Rumble, 1,300 on YouTube, and then on X, we got, I'll be conservative, I'll say we got maybe another 1,000 on X watching. It says we're at 5,600 views, but I'll say maybe 500 to 1,000 of those are live viewers. I'll be conservative. 1,000 likes, guys. What are we at? We're at 771. 771. Let's keep going. Okay, someone asked, Myron, host the Sam Shamoun and Sneeko religion debate. You know what? Hold on. I'll do you ninjas better. Give me 1 sec here. Hold on 1 sec, guys. Because you guys really want this debate on religion. Let me find, shout out to my guy Jacosta. I'm trying to find it, yeah, because I am down to host a. I'm definitely down to host a debate between Sam Shamoun and Muhammad Hijab. I think Dyer wants to be involved too. So here, let me go to my guy Jacosta real quick. Guys, 1,000 likes or else I won't explain the conspiracy theory. All right, so here's the video right here while we wait for these slow pokes.
Muhammad Hijab, Ali, Sheikh Uthman Farouk, I'm calling you out. Sneeko, you too. Muhammad Hijab, Ali Dawa, Muslim Lantern, as well as Hamza Mayat, and his gang on EF Dawa, calling you all out. Now, Sheikh Uthman Farouk.
All right, so what I'm going to do is going to quote tweet that. Sam Shamoun. I don't know what his Twitter is. I'll put Sneeko here. Right? Sneeko. You guys really want this religion debate. Muhammad Hijab. I'm just going to put at Hijab. Who's the other guy, man? There's someone else that he was on Valuetainment. Can one of you guys help me? He was on PBD podcast, and he also is a Muslim debater. Can you guys help me with what's his name, man? He's Iranian too. I just don't remember his name right now. Let me see if I can find his name because I'm going to tag him in this as well. Because everyone wants this debate, so I'm just going to host it, man. Because as you guys know, I'm the best moderator in the world. All right, JD at J. 1,000 likes, by the way, guys, or else. 007? Yeah. I know. Andrew Wilson is also a debater on this stuff. Let me see here. I'll just tag all of them. Make it happen. I'm trying to find someone in the chat. Can one of y'all? Yeah, there you go. Daniel Hakit. Okay, there we go. At Daniel. Wait, how do we spell that last name? Where'd it go? Daniel Hakik. Daniel H-A-Q. Damn. What is his fucking Twitter? Oh man. Does anybody know his Twitter, guys? Can someone y'all give me his Twitter? For Daniel Hakik Joe. That's the guy I think was on Valuetainment. I follow him too. I don't know why I can't find his page. Oh, there we go. I found it. All right. It's H-A-Q-I. There we go. Boom. What's Ali Dawa's thing, man? Is it this? Ali Dawa. Is this him? Let me double check here. I'm putting everybody in this thing. Because they've been asking me to host a religious debate for a very long time. So I'm trying to find him. Any of you guys know Ali Dawa's Twitter? I don't follow him. All right, this might be it then. I think this is it. Islam answer to Sam Shamoun? Okay. All right, let me... Thank you very much, guys, for Islam answered. Okay, boom, that's him. Okay. All right. And am I missing anybody else, guys? Yeah, I'll hit a control, make this bigger. Guys, any other names you guys want me to put in here? I'm looking at you, chat. Again, are we at 1,000 likes, by the way? You guys better get us to 1,000 likes. Sheikh Uthman? Okay. All right, so Ali Dawa, I had that one right. All right, Sheikh. What is it? Uthman? Oh, Uthman? Can you guys give me his Twitter? I don't know his Twitter. Sheikh Uthman? Yeah, can one of y'all drop me his Twitter? Because I can't find it. Uthman doesn't have a Twitter, guys? Walmart Thomas? Who the hell is Walmart Thomas? Who's that? Look this guy up. I don't know who that is. Muslim Lancer is chainless slave. Chainless underscore slave. This dude? All right. Who else? Did he call anyone else out in this thing? Guys? Dawa over Dunya. All right, let me look this up. Dawa. What is his thing? Dawa over Dunya. What's his what's his Twitter, guys? I need the Twitter handles, guys. Give me the Twitter handles. Doesn't matter if you tell me their name. Give me the Twitter handles, damn it. Okay, Abu Kutub. Oh, that means father of the book. I don't think that's him, bro. Abu Kutub? No, I don't think this is him. Hamza? I don't know who Hamza is. Guys, give me the Twitters of the people they actually named. Some of y'all putting Joe Rogan in here? Come on, man. Low IQ. Quote the original video, not the post, otherwise people won't see it. Okay, I see what you mean. All right. Good call. Good call. All right, am I missing anybody here? So we got Sam Shamoun, Sneeko, Mohammed Ijab, Jay Dyer, Andrew Wilson, Hakik, Ali Dawa, Chainless Slave, Abu Kutub. Anybody else, guys? Anybody else here? Okay, the Warner. I am the Warner. Okay, I'll add him too. Okay, I am the Warner. Am I missing anybody else for the Christian side? That's not Hamza, bro. You're trolling on Rumble. It's not you, bro. Zerka official. I don't think Zerka does. I don't think Zerka does religion debates like that. I think he'd be just trolling to do that shit. Is there anybody else that wants to, that's for Christian? All right, fine. I'll put Zerka in. I don't think he's gonna really. Young Don? Young Don is a Christian scholar now? He's a Christian scholar now? Guys, I want Christian scholars, like people that I can actually debate, but whatever. Structured, fair. All right, cool. I think I got everybody. No, Nick doesn't debate that stuff, really. I already tagged Andrew Wilson, guys. All right. I'm going to post this right now. Boom. All right. All right, let's see how many likes are we at. You guys like the video? Are we at 1,000 yet? Yonder just still didn't like the video? We're at 914, guys. We need 80 more likes, and then I'll talk about the conspiracy thing and close this thing out. Yeah, guys, like the video so I can go ahead and reveal the conspiracy theory. 941. We need 60 more, guys. Would you guys, question for you guys, would you guys want me to stream when I'm like in Twitter Spaces talking? Would you guys actually, you know, since we're waiting for you guys to like this goddamn video, would you guys be interested in me, like, because I'd be on this Twitter Spaces a lot, like having discussions and talks and everything else like that. Like, would y'all want me to start streaming that stuff on Rumble and YouTube? A lot of it I probably won't be able to put on YouTube, to be honest with y'all, because a lot of it is debates about certain topics, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, do you guys want that? Okay, shit. All right. Because honestly, I've been thinking about doing it, but I was like, I don't know if they're going to be interested in that. So, all right, seems like you guys want it. Okay, I'm always in spaces you're in. All right. Yeah, Big Mexico said yes, but just be careful. You're 100% right, be careful, bro. Because we be going crazy on Twitter. You know what I mean? If I stream this thing, a lot of it I won't be able to put on YouTube. Hey, yo, guys, by the way, we're waiting for it to hit 1,000. Guys, real quick. If you love the content, if you love me, if you support the mission, CastleClub.tv, guys. That's how you support us. That's how we're able to continue to do these podcasts for y'all. That's how we're able to, hell, the Yacht Party, we're like not even profiting like that, guys. We're basically breaking even between getting the booze and everything else like that, but we want to hold these events so that y'all can meet, have a good time. Like, I don't even care. Like, half the boat party, guys, I was streaming and making sure everybody was good and putting out fires, making sure, like, we didn't have any issues because we had issues with security and stuff like that. So, like, I didn't really start having fun until, like, the last 45 minutes, man. So, for me, if I throw a party, I'm more concerned with y'all having fun than me having fun. We gave away the Rolex. It was fucking awesome if you guys watched that stream. So, Castle Club, guys, is how you support, man. That's really the number one way. Showstopper HBK. Speaking of Castle Club, I'll read some of these chats. I seen on Twitter that you and Nicholas Irving agreed to do a pod together. Any idea when y'all finna do it? Nicholas. Oh, yeah. You know what? Thank you for reminding me. I'm going to text him right now, actually. Maybe we'll make it happen this week. If I don't go to Vegas, maybe I'll make it happen this week. I'm also going to be doing a podcast with Dem Boyz. I've been talking with him as well. But yeah, guys, I know you're talking about the sniper. Hold on. While this is fresh in my mind, I want to get this done now. Hold on, Nicholas Irving. Because me and him were going back via text. So thank you so much, chat, for reminding me. All right. I'll DM him right now on Twitter. Boom. All right, done. Thank you for reminding me. Okay. Could you divert to the Israel bombing? I just got on. Myron, when are you going to do the show about a certain failed artist? And could you make it really long or break it apart so you can go as much detail as possible? Yes, I will. Don't worry, Gaza. We will cover Mustache Man. Let's see. All right. Boom. Okay, what else do we got here? What do we like at for likes here? What do we got for likes? You ninjas, you slow pokes. All right. Oh, all right. We hit 1K. All right. Awesome. Okay. Okay, guys. So all right. All right. So here's the more the conspiracy theory, right? So a lot of people are saying that this is a false flag by Israel to stimulate a war against Iran, okay? Now, as you guys know, October 7th happened, right? And there's been conflict, a significant amount of conflict in the Middle East, right? As of most recently, I'm going to just summarize it for you guys. Israel assassinated this guy right here. And again, we're going to go back to the geopolitics a bit here, so this all makes sense. So Israel killed this guy recently, all right, Ismail Haniyeh. Now, who is this guy? Well, he's the leader of Hamas, okay? On the political wing. Hamas has two different factions, all right? They have a political wing and then they got a military wing. He was the head of the political wing that was responsible for doing a lot of the negotiations for the hostages, the Israeli hostages that were kidnapped on October 7th. So Israel not only killed him, but they killed him in Tehran, Iran. Okay, they killed him in a foreign land, an adversary's foreign land, capital city. So Iran obviously is not happy about this. On top of that, they also killed a high-ranking Hezbollah official. In the same day. Oh, look, see, Hezbollah says, Israel says top Hezbollah, Fawad Shukr killed in airstrike. Boom, yeah, 1 week ago. So, Fawad Shukr, this guy, right? All right, whatever. Let's go ahead and Wikipedia him too. Right? This guy right here. They killed him as well, right? July 30, 2024. So they killed Ismail Haniyeh and they killed Fawad Shukr in Beirut, Lebanon. Same day, right? So, obviously, this is going to piss off Hezbollah and it's pissing off Iran. So for the past week or so, or 2 weeks, there's been talk of a World War III and tensions are rising. So there has been some discussion that this assassination plot that we're talking about with this Pakistani guy that claims that he went here for the Iranian government was used to perpetuate a narrative to justify war with Iran. And though Iran is an enemy of the United States, who are they the real enemy of? Israel. So there's been talks that there's false flags being run to try to further increase Middle Eastern tensions and rationalize a war with both Hezbollah and with Iran. But the reality is that Israel can't win the war on those two fronts by themselves. They need the United States, which is why we had approximately 4,000 American soldiers go over to the Middle East, and we have, fighter jet carriers and all this other stuff also stationed in a defensive position to assist Israel with a potential incoming attack. So that is more the conspiracy side with this case. So we went over the facts, we went over the conspiracy theory. I gave you guys how that conspiracy theory has come to fruition, why people think that. And yeah. Would you be open to Cliff Shinat to the debate? I don't know who that is. Let me Google who that is. Cliff. Nechtel? I don't know who this guy is, but. Oh, I saw a TikTok of this guy. Okay, yeah, he's a Christian debater. I seen this guy on TikTok before. Okay. Is he on YouTube, this guy? Yeah, 672K. Okay, like debates kids on college campuses. He's like Change My Mind, but like a religious version. Okay. So, matter of fact, guys, since we're in here, let's go ahead and join. Okay, guys, do you want me to end the stream here, or do you guys want me to join one of these Twitter spaces and we can listen in on what they're talking about? Because actually there's a space right now being run by Sulaiman where they're talking about Hezbollah as we speak. And it's right here, actually. Where did I put it? I think it's probably safe for us to jump in while being on being on YouTube. Here it is right here. All right, we'll join it for a little bit. Kind of so you guys could get a taste as pause of what it's like to be in some of these Twitter spaces.
forth. I consider maybe Puerto Rico.
This is where
maybe Puerto Rico.
This is problematic for their own societies in the long term,
you guys can hear.
and also in the midterm. This is important. And yes, we believe you should rid yourself from such a structure.
Brother Mo, I just want to clarify. When you say we want America, who is this we that you're talking about? Just to be clear,
The rest of the world.
I think the globe. Look, whether we like it or not.
Yeah, no one's
even
speaking
China,
on behalf of me.
no. Even China is dependent on America.
You can speak on behalf of China, but that we doesn't include myself and Suleiman. I'm just saying that, right?
I know, I get that bit.
I'm with Khaleesi on that one.
You know, when everyone starts talking about how big and bad and how terrible America is, I want you to go down the list of all the former superpowers: the Soviet Union, the UK, the Ottoman Empire. Those were far more barbaric regimes than anything America's ever done.
So I'm in here, guys, but I'm just muting myself.
So let's put this into context. America's probably the most. America's probably the most benevolent. America is the most benevolent superpower in U.S. in world history.
Total agreement. All right. You know, the thing is,
well, you agree that America is benevolent.
I believe America.
No. Compared to the Ottoman Empire, compared to the UK Empire, yes, 100%.
I think that the Brits outsourced their continuation of controlling the world to their cousins who hold very similar family names, complexions, and so on to the Americans. America is an experiment. All right, and it was
America
always an experiment.
strong-armed the UK, bro. America.
Well, okay,
strong-armed the UK.
This is a very good question. This is exactly. It becomes irrelevant in the view of people, but their structure is not the same as your structure. All right, that is extremely important. We continue to speak English for a reason. We will continue to do business in English for a reason. There is a structure out there. They've passed it over to their bulldog Americans. Americans need to understand what they're doing out there. Yes, they're bullying their way through. Yes, we are buying shitty treasuries that we know for a fact have no good value, but we are forced to continue to be part of this system. Not to be part. No. It's not about only that. It's to be part of the system of this economic system that they've created out there that we have now all become we have to abide by, and we're all accept. But there is a D-Day for this. There is, as wealth gaps keep widening. You know, let me simplify. I would like people to go and listen to people like Ray Dalio. Maybe that would be a good example. He does identify that one of the biggest economic threats to the United States to continue its hegemony is the fact that a civil unrest could take shape due to this wealth gap that continues to happen. But in economists' point of view, they believe we can achieve that you own nothing and be happy. This is an important economic achievement or outcome that needs to be processed. Will it be achieved is a good question. Will people be happy? Very good question. Are Americans not fat enough to actually revolt against their tyrannical government? I don't think so. I think they get fatter.
Wait. Let me check you on that point right there, because when the COVID vax was coming out, they weren't doing anything in Australia, Canada, Germany. They weren't doing jack shit. They were doing something in this country, America, because guess what? We have something called the Second Amendment. We have guns. So in this country, they can only push us so far, which is not the case in every other country in the world. So remember that.
Max. I think it's a deviation.
I mean, you guys got pushed more further than the UK, though, Max. I'm sorry.
Max, I think
UK is a shithole.
Deviation.
What
I'll do, guys, I'm going to ask them.
Hi, Myron, how you doing? Thanks for joining us, and hi, Gary, as well. I didn't say hi to you as well.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Max, I just joined now. It's a deviation saying comparing yourself with other countries, because at the moment it's
why is there a deviation? Why? Give me a reason.
Here we go. They're about to debate. Here we go.
If I say the British Empire was more evil than the American Empire, it might make you feel great, but it's irrelevant to today's problems.
No, I think there's a difference between a murderer and a thief. There's levels to it, bro.
I love the American Constitution, and all I want is for America to be constitutional. And so I think that the reason that I absolutely love the American Constitution, but you have to understand that the continuation of the current model relies upon a few things. Freedom for the rich is the end result of America. Your wealth comes at the expense of somebody else's homelessness and destruction. Wealth inequality is baked into a debt-based Ponzi scheme. Plus, You may feel that America is ultra ethical because you have your constitutional rights, but outside of America there is foreign policy and deep state that is an absolute mafia that is murdering and slaughtering children
and so has every single superpower in world history.
I get
Ottoman
it.
Empire, the UK.
I don't care about.
Okay, so again, you're comparing Americans and saying we're all evil. I'm telling you, we don't do anything even close to what those people have done.
I'm not saying that you're less evil than the British Empire. I'm just saying the British Empire is irrelevant today. The only empire that matters today is the American Empire. And it's the American Empire and its partners that are currently committing a genocide. And so is my country. I call out my government. I don't defend my government for their role in what's happening in Israel. In fact, I wish the British people, I'm very proud that the British people in their millions are protesting in the streets. And I'm very proud of all the Jewish people that are doing that. And I'm proud of all the Americans that are doing that. And I'm proud of everyone in the world that is doing that. And I really respect the Constitution and the fact that it created technology that we're able to speak right now and have freedom of speech and solve this problem together. But I just want you to understand there is only one economy that matters right now, which is the current power. And it may make you feel good saying that you're more moral than the British Empire, but it doesn't solve today's problem.
Well, as an American,
I'm just pointing out facts.
As your average everyday American, I'd have to say it's pretty obvious. I mean, to me at this point, that these Zionists have their grip on our economy, on everything. So how do we combat that? And I mean, I don't understand why
I just wanted to finish before cutting, and then
Brother
I'll
Mo,
go.
can you just let Doom just finish, please?
All right, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Doom.
And when it comes to our economy, I don't understand why we're not utilizing how rich this country is in resources in the first place. And I mean, I've thought about things like, in theory, why are we even paying taxes at this point when it's just going to terrorism, trafficking?
We can't pump oil. We can't pump oil because if we pump too much oil, we affect our partnerships with the Saudis, who basically prop up the petrodollar system. So we can't pump oil and be the gas station for the whole world. We can't do that because if we do, we destroy our own dollar. That's why we have to deal with the Saudis.
America is a net exporter of oil. Just FYI. And the second thing, look,
I'm gonna leave that so we can read this. Iran appears to be escalating the ongoing conflict with Israel into a full-blown regional war, with Israeli media reports pointing to an imminent attack on Israel, despite earlier assessments that Tehran might be reconsidering the plan. Since July 31st, assassination of Hamas leader, who I told you guys about before, in Tehran, Iran has been threatening to avenge his death by attacking Israel. However, media reports over the past few days pointed to internal disagreements in Iran over the dangerous escalation. There were also reports that Iran is thinking twice following pressures by the Biden administration. However, Israel's updated intelligence assessment is that Iran has decided to avenge Netanyahu's killing by launching a direct attack on Israel, which could happen within days of Sunday reports. So it's split. You know what I mean? People are, they're saying that Hezbollah is getting ready too. Okay, so here's the Hezbollah factor. Adding to the tension, let me just go ahead and make this bigger. Adding to the tension is the involvement of Hezbollah, Iran's proxy in Lebanon. According to CNN report, Israeli intelligence believes that Hezbollah may launch an attack on Israel as early as August 12th, with Iran possibly following up with a second wave of strikes shortly thereafter. All right, that's basically today, technically, if you're in the Middle East. Despite suffering heavy loss in the ongoing conflict, including nearly 400 fighters and commanders killed by Israeli attacks, Hezbollah has shown no signs of backing down. And in fact, the group was senior military commander Fouad el-Shirk was recently assassinated by the IDF, which we talked about earlier, has only intensified its attacks on northern Israel, expanding its list of targets to include towns that had previously been spared. So, in an unusual statement, the IDF spokesperson clarified that despite the recent reports regarding Iran's plans, there has been no change in the directives from the Home Front Command. However, the IDF and other security establishments remain on high alert, closely monitoring developments in Iran and Hezbollah. Interesting. So, yeah. All right, let's jump back in that space for a little bit. And, if they're still bickering about some dumb shit, we'll, I'll just end the stream, or maybe I'll end it on YouTube at least.
or 10-party systems, and they're just whatever country you're listening on this basis right now is controlled by Zionists as well.
Well, yeah, we've
Let me
seen
just
this.
one
We've
second,
seen
guys.
this
One
in
second,
many
guys.
countries.
Sorry, maybe you can't hear me. One second, guys. I just want to welcome Myron. Myron, how's it going? Do jump in whenever you want into the conversation.
Yeah, no,
Appreciate you
I
coming
was
on.
gonna more along the lines go with. I was doing some research on this Hezbollah thing, and it doesn't seem like Hezbollah has launched an attack yet. They said that it might be imminent, like on the 12th or something like that. But all the research I looked at doesn't show anything confirmed. I mean, where did that? Because that video I saw that you had shared a video of like a bombing, but they're saying that's from Kiev. So am I missing something?
Yeah,
Or
yeah. That video was from Kiev. That was I deleted that. That was a fake news.
gotcha.
But in terms of Lebanon striking, sorry, Hezbollah striking, that did happen. They did strike with a number of rockets, at least 30, and a number of them did get through the Iron Dome. The Israelis are claiming that they went through and didn't hit any important areas and nobody died. And obviously, I agree that nobody died. So the disagreement is whether they're saying basically Israel is claiming that it hit open areas where there was nobody, like no military bases, whereas Hezbollah is saying that they hit military bases. So that's where the disagreement lies.
Gotcha. So it's confirmed that there was absolutely an attack. We just don't know casualties or any of those types of details.
Yeah, casualties, they both agree that there was no casualties. The only disagreement is because whenever Hezbollah strike, they don't ever strike civilians. There's always military bases. So the disagreement is, did it hit military bases? Is what Hezbollah's position is, and the Israeli position is it hit open spaces.
Gotcha. Okay, so there was an attack. Do we know how they attacked them? Was it a drone strike, missile? Like what was it specifically?
Yeah, it was missile strikes. It was missile strikes. They also used USSR missiles that were basically produced basically by Russia. The name of it is what was it called again? The Koshik or something it was called. Um, and they hit initial reports were that the missiles hit Naharia and Kabri. Those were the areas that they hit. The Hezbollah claimed that what do you call it? This isn't a retaliation for the attack on Haji Mohsin, but it's actually a separate attack. Uh, rockets that they used was Katyusha rockets, which is the Russian rockets. So that's confirmed. Hezbollah's also confirmed that this isn't a retaliation for the assassination of Haji Mohsin, the Hezbollah second in command, nor is it a retaliation for the killing of Ismail Haniya or a retaliation by Iran. So this is just a separate retaliation.
Okay, interesting. And just for everybody in here, I'm gonna have Sulaiman on the show tomorrow for Fresh Fit News, and we can definitely, there'll probably be more developments by then that we could definitely discuss tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But yeah, I mean, I was just reading an article. Seems like it might be, it's from Iran International. I don't know how credible it is. It looks like it's a Middle Eastern publication, but they're saying that attacks could be as soon as August 12th. So, and then there's also been some discussion that Iran's rethinking the attack. They're obviously worried about escalation and U.S. retaliation. We've mobilized a bunch of, soldiers out that way. But, I mean, at this point, I think a response from Iran and Hezbollah is, like, imminent. It's just a matter of, like, how they're going to do it. Because, obviously, the whole Ismail Haniyeh situation, I think, was incredibly embarrassing to the supreme leader for Iran.
Well, for sure. And in addition to that, what's also happened in the last few hours is that US have sent two more warships to that area. So America, there's a tweet that I wrote that they sent the USS Abraham Lincoln and the USS Georgia to the Middle East, adding to the existing USS Roosevelt. So those are the warships that have been also sent by America to the Middle East.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I mean, they wouldn't send those kind of resources if they didn't feel that it was, it's not expensive to move those types of, that type of resources. So, interesting.
So yeah, I do think something's imminent. I think your August 12th day is likely, but actually I don't know, because what I've been seeing is I don't know so I think Iran's playing a bit of a psychological warfare in the sense of, because remember they were saying at one point it's going to happen tonight, it's going to happen in 24 hours, it's going to happen in 48 hours, and each of the time they do it, it actually costs America a significant amount of money. Haider was on here earlier and he said that up to now, just on the possible retaliation of Iran in terms of protecting Israel has already cost the taxpayer $1 billion.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
They cost America way more than $1 billion, bro.
Since they've been waiting for the retaliation of Iran.
No, I get about Zionists cost America more than $1 billion, maybe $1 billion a week.
For sure. They do for sure. They do cost a lot. They do cost them a lot. Like Simon, did you finish your conversation? Sorry, I wasn't interrupting. I just wanted to welcome Myron.
No, all good. I've actually got to try and get some sleep. I've got to be up in a few hours. So appreciate you all. It was a good conversation to continue, and we'll try and figure out how to get through this together, because our governments are doing a damn good job of destroying the world and playing us all against each other. Peace, respect, love.
Yep, respect to you, but I just like to reinforce the point that if you really want to get rid of Zionist influence in America, and I think that's a very, very tall task. But if you want to do it, you don't get it. You don't do it by eliminating the Fed. Like I said, the Fed is a parasite attached to the host. You kill the Fed, you kill America. The way you do it is you pass a law and you force these senators and congressmen to pass laws that no dual citizen can be in the U.S. Congress. I'm telling you that Israeli AIPAC money will dry up if that happens.
Well, not just that. People with the right to return as well, right?
Didn't JFK try and do that? Look what happened.
Well, obviously he didn't get it done, so someone needs to get it done.
Guys, my inbox is like blowing up with Zionist people that are attacking me. It's actually kind of funny.
Yeah, bro, this was gonna happen. And you're in Florida, so what do you expect? Literally, I'm in the city, right, chilling with my boy Gary, and I was seen Myron a few times as well. And
you guys
it's
can see her. Look,
Zio Central.
this is
I'm like, what is going on here?
Looks
I
like
see
they did
posters of like return the hostages, and I'm like, am I in Israel? Or am I in Florida? But
yeah, well, Sunny Isles does have the Israeli flag in City Hall.
yeah, isn't Netanyahu's son here as well?
Yeah, he's in Miami, Myron. He's in Miami, bro.
No, but I think he's in Sunny Isles as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he's down here in South Florida. I forget specifically where, but he's either here in Miami Beach, or North Beach, or Sunny Isles. He's in one of these areas.
So, Gary, going back to what you said in terms of dual citizens, I think nobody disagrees with that. But then I went on Fresh and Fit and I added an extra caveat, which is that anybody, anybody with the right to return should not be allowed in government as well. What's your thoughts?
I mean, I think that if you only have a U.S. passport and and that's the only passport you hold, and you try to bar people from, entering politics if they only have a U.S. passport, I think that's a very slippery slope, man. I'd be very careful with that. I think if you have dual citizenship, would just start there. Afterwards, the AIPAC money would dry up and everything else would dry up with it. But you got to start with the dual citizens.
So my problem with the right to return point is that, let me just give, for example, Laura Loomer as an example, somebody who isn't a dual citizen, somebody who isn't so she's someone like her can go into government, put Israeli interest before the interest of the United States, which I believe she does on a number of times in a number of situations, and destroy the US for foreign interests. And she's been to Israel many a times, and later, based on her right to return, she can go back to the homeland based on right to return. And based on this supremacist policy in Israel where you get automatic citizenship solely for that reason, I think that's why it's highly, highly problematic, and I think that should be something that's stopped as well.
I mean, what you're saying makes sense, but there's going to be some negatives to go with it.
The thing is, Sulaiman, that's why, like, I disagree with what Max is saying. His argument, it would not work. You would have to end the Fed. The Federal Reserve is the strongest Zionist entity in existence. It is the strongest central bank in existence, and it starts with ending the central banks. Of course, in the short term, in the midterm, it might bring some problems with the stock market.
I've been saying that for a bit, too.
But the stock market's part of the scam.
Central banks create a lot of problems.
Most people aren't even making riches off the stock market, and the future generations aren't going to be making much money off the stock market either. either because most of them don't have 401ks. So if we're talking about the real important future of America, it is getting rid of the Federal Reserve. It is backing a very small minority of politicians who have the spine enough to come out, like Ron Paul, Thomas Massey. You know, we have to get behind politicians like this.
Can we talk about what that actually does, though? Can we talk about what that actually does?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what that actually does. That will free America. It won't only free Palestine. It'll free the entire.
So, chat, I left that group. So this is what we're gonna do. Since you guys want me to stay on, I'm gonna get off YouTube because obviously some of these topics are fucking, you know, obviously controversial, right? I'm gonna stay on Rumble, so I need you guys to all come over to Rumble right now. I'm gonna end the stream here on YouTube. I'm gonna keep going on Rumble. So come on over, guys. All the CastleClub news. I'm going to be reading CastleClub chats. I'll stay on a bit longer here. So I'm going to go ahead and end the YouTube stream here, right? So I'm going to play this little outro real quick just so it looks good from the YouTube perspective. All right? And then I'm going to come back after the intro, and we're going to keep going. So, yeah. Fed Reacts. I'm live on Fed. You know what? Let me drop the link. Thank you. That was a really smart question. Drop the link for you guys here on YouTube right now. The show goes on here. All right. Someone said scared. Bro, it's just common sense, bro. You guys already know that YouTube is pro-censorship. So I don't know why you're saying, oh, you're scared. Like, you want me to get banned? Like, what the fuck is wrong with some of y'all, man? Like, this is what I mean when I say a lot of y'all, like, just don't, a lot of y'all don't give a fuck about us, bro. Fucking weirdos in the chat. Like, oh, bro, you scared. Like, bro, do you want us to have a channel or not? The fuck's wrong with you? So, yeah, it's on Fed Reacts right now. I put the link there for you guys. So start coming over to Rumble, guys. I'm going to end the YouTube stream here. I'm going to play the intro now. So if you're watching on YouTube, love you guys. We're going to continue the show on Rumble. Play the intro, the outro for you guys. But come on over, click that link. I'm a special agent with Homeland Security Investigations, okay, guys? HSI.
This is what Fed Reacts covers. Defender Jeffrey Williams, an associate YSL, did commit the felony. So here's what 6ix9ine actually got. Racketeer conspiracy. This attack shifted the whole U.S. government. This guy got arrested for espionage, okay? Trading secrets with the Russians. John Wayne Gacy, a.k.a. the Killer Clown, okay? One of the most prolific serial killers of all time, killed 33 people. Zodiac Killer is a pseudonym of an unidentified serial killer who operated in Northern California. All these serial killers, guys, they really get off on getting attention from the media. Many years, Jeffrey Epstein sexually exploited and abused dozens of minor girls at his home. It was OJ working together to get Nicole killed. We're going to go over his past, the gang ties, so that this all makes sense. I'm a special agent with Homeland Security Investigations, okay, guys? HSI. This is what Fed Reacts covers. Defender Jeffrey Williams, an associate YSL, did commit the felony. So here's what 6ix9ine actually got. Racketeer conspiracy. This attack shifted the whole